Captain Ronan stepped off his small ship, the Emberclaw, onto the frozen surface of Delta 9, a dead mining moon. His boots crunched on the hard ice, and wind howled across the abandoned tunnels. He was here, alone, just a scavenger looking for scrap tech in forgotten places. His visor showed no signs of life, just silence, cold, and dust. But then he heard it. Knock. A soft, slow knock. Not metal. Flesh against metal. Knock. Knock. Ronan turned fast, hand on his sidearm. The knock came again, this time louder, from the sealed emergency hatch on the side wall of Tunnel B. No one was supposed to be here. He walked slowly to the hatch. His gloved hand brushed snow off the small window. His heart skipped a beat. Eyes. Two glowing silver eyes stared back at him through the foggy glass. She was barely standing. Her body shook, arms hugging herself. Her lips were pale blue, her skin an icy gray. Her face was young, no older than 20. She wore thin clothes, not meant for the cold. Ronan quickly unlocked the hatch. The door hissed open. She fell into his arms cold, weightless, barely breathing. "Hey! Hey! Can you hear me?" Ronan shouted, checking her pulse. It was weak, but it was there. He rushed her back to the ship, placing her on the heated med couch. He wrapped her in thermal blankets, started 4 fluids, and boosted the heat. Her fingers were almost frozen stiff. Her clothes were torn like she had escaped something. As the ship warmed, her body slowly stopped shivering. Her eyes opened again. They stared at Ronan not with fear, not with anger, but something deeper, something empty, yet begging. Not for warmth, not for food, but for something she didn't know how to ask for. Ronan gently spoke. "You're safe now. Can you tell me your name?" She didn't answer, just stared. "I'm Captain Ronan. I found you outside." "You were freezing." Still silence. Then her lips moved. Just one word, barely a whisper. "Safe?" Ronan nodded. "Yes, you're safe." A single tear rolled from her eye. Hours passed. She sat on the couch, wrapped in blankets, silent. She watched the heater, but never moved toward it. Her hands were still shaking. Ronan made her warm soup. She sipped it slowly, like it was her first meal in days. Maybe weeks. He tried again. "Where are you from?" No reply. "Who left you out there?" Still nothing. He noticed something behind her ear, a small, glowing implant. Human tech? Alien? He wasn't sure. He reached toward it slowly, but her eyes snapped to his hand. She flinched. Not with anger, with fear. Okay, Ronan said softly. "I won't touch it. I promise." She slowly calmed down. Then, in a cracked voice, she said, "They said I had no name." Ronan froze. "Who said that?" She didn't answer. Later that night, while Ronan repaired a broken comms panel, she stood quietly behind him. "You're human," she said. Her voice was clearer now. "Real human?" He turned. "Yes. Born on Earth. You've met humans before?" She shook her head. "Only in stories and data files." "Who are you?" "I don't know," she whispered. "Were you a prisoner?" She looked down. No, worse. A chill ran down Ronan's back. He had seen war. He had seen alien cruelty. But the look in her eyes, that wasn't just pain. That was emptiness. Like someone had erased everything inside her and left the shell behind. "Why were you outside?" he asked quietly. She looked at him, and her voice broke. "They said I was broken." Ronan knew then this girl wasn't just lost. She had escaped something. Maybe from someone powerful. Someone dangerous. As she slowly closed her eyes and fell asleep in the warmth of the ship, Ronan stared at her, troubled. This wasn't a rescue mission anymore. This Was something bigger somewhere out there. Someone wanted her dead. And they wouldn't stop. But Ronan made a silent promise that night. Whoever she was, she would not face it alone. The heat inside the Emberclaw rose steadily. But Kelly, as Ronan now secretly called her in his mind, never moved closer to the flame. She sat near it, yes. But she didn't look at the fire. She only looked at him. Ronan felt it, that quiet stare. Not cold, not hateful, but searching. He wasn't sure what she was looking for. A sign? A reason? Safety? She had said just one word before sleep. Broken. And now, in this silence, it echoed in his head again and again. The next morning, Ronan made coffee and heated another bowl of soup. He placed it gently near her dot. She touched the cup, but stopped. He noticed her eyes flick to the knife on the counter. A basic tool, but sharp enough. You think I'm going to hurt you? Ronan asked softly. She didn't answer. I won't, he said. I don't hurt people, especially not someone already hurting. She finally looked down. They smiled when they hurt me. Ronan felt his stomach twist. He had seen evil in many forms during his time in deep space, but pain behind a soft voice hit differently. Later that day, Ronan scanned her strange implant again. It was high-level tech, not registered to any known faction. Human-made parts, but alien software. A hybrid. He looked at her again. You were built? She nodded slowly. Not born like you. Created. Designed to understand. Understand what? She struggled. You. Emotions. Love. Anger. But not for good. Ronan waited. They wanted me to act human. To trick. Humans. Pretend to be one of you. Spy. Break hearts. Break trust. She pointed to her chest. But I felt things I wasn't supposed to. You escaped? She nodded. I ran. Because I didn't want to lie anymore. Ronan stepped closer, sitting across from her on the metal floor. You don't have to lie here, he said. She looked into his eyes, really looked. I don't want heat, she whispered. I want something else. What? I want to not be afraid. I want to feel safe when someone sits beside me. I want to believe. Ronan didn't touch her, didn't move too close. He just sat silently, giving her space, but not distance. And slowly, her shoulders relaxed. That night, she walked to the front of the ship and stared out the window into deep space. Ronan stood beside her. I keep thinking they'll come back for me, she said. They might, he replied honestly. But they'll find a different version of you next time. What do you mean? You're not a thing. You're not a project. You're someone. And someone who wants freedom is worth protecting. Her lips trembled slightly. You don't even know my name. Ronan smiled gently. Then give me one. She looked down, hesitated, then said, Kelia. Ronan nodded. Nice to meet you, Kelia. And for the first time, her lips curled into something close to a smile. But peace didn't last long. The ship's eye beeped. Incoming signal detected. No ID. 3 vessels approaching. Ronan's blood turned cold. He rushed to the cockpit, checking. The readings, they're moving fast. No response to hails. He muttered .kel. He stepped behind him. Her face drained of color. It's them. Ronan looked at her. You sure? She nodded. They don't ask questions. They just retrieve or kill. Ronan's eyes narrowed. Then we're not going to wait here. He jumped into the pilot seat, powering up the Emberclaw. Kelia grabbed onto the side rail. Can't. Run forever, she whispered. Don't need forever, Ronan said. Just enough time to show them what happens when they mess with the wrong human. The stars outside the Emberclaw looked peaceful. But peace was a lie. Ronan watched the radar flash 3 ships closing in. Fast, silent, not answering any calls. They're not here to talk. He muttered. Kel. Ya stood behind him, her breathing shaky, her glowing silver eyes locked on the screen. It's them, she said. Trackers, sent to bring me back, or erase me. Ronan didn't ask more questions. He pushed the engines. Hold on tight. The old ship roared to life, lifting. Off the icy moon. Steam blasted from its sides as it darted into open space. The 3 unknown ships turned to follow. They'll try to cut us off, Kelia said quietly. Ronan nodded. Let them try. He swerved hard between asteroid fields, using debris for cover. Alarms rang. Metal groaned. But the Emberclaw held strong. Kelia sat next to him now. She wasn't just hiding anymore. She was scanning enemy positions, warning him of patterns. You've done this before, Ronan said, surprised. I was trained to fly, to blend in, to learn. I watched your people fly. I wanted to fly like them. You're doing more than flying, Kelia. You're surviving. The enemy ships fired warning shots, bright plasma bolts that lit up the darkness. Crock. One bolt raised the rear engine. Sparks flew. The ship shook. Kelia almost fell, but Ronan caught her hand. Don't let go, he said. She looked into his eyes. I won't. He smiled. Good, because I'm about to do something crazy. Ronan took the ship straight into a collapsing comet trail, icy debris spinning wildly, light flashing like lightning around them. The enemy ships followed, but slower. Careful. That'll buy us time, he said. They don't want to risk their fancy machines. But as he spoke, Kelia's implant started glowing red. She cried out, holding her head. They're trying to access me. They found my signal. Ronan rushed to her side. Can you block it? She shook her head, trembling. I need help. The control core, it's still inside me. Then we cut it out. Her eyes widened. What? You want to be free? He said. Then it's time to stop being their puppet. They reached a hidden mining outpost deep inside a drifting asteroid. Long abandoned, but with working power. Inside, Ronan placed Kelia on a table. Tools ready. AI medical system activated. She looked scared, but nodded. Do it, she whispered. Whatever happens. Thank you. Ronan leaned close. I won't let you die. As the machine began scanning her neural port, Kelia stared at the ceiling. Her voice soft. I was made to break human hearts, she said. But you gave me mine. Then everything went white. Outside the outpost, the enemy ships finally arrived. 3 dark vessels hovered over the asteroid. Like vultures waiting for death. Inside, Ronan worked fast. Sweat poured down his face as he removed the glowing red chip. It pulsed like a heartbeat in his hand. He crushed it under his boot. Kelia's body went still. No, 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 no. Ronan shouted, shaking her. Then a deep gasp. Her eyes opened. No longer glowing red. Just silver. Calm. Alive. You did it, she whispered. Ronan smiled through tears. No, we did it. But the scanners buzzed again. They're breaking in, he said. We can't fight them head on. Not with our ship still damaged. Kelia stood now, stronger. Her voice clearer. I know another way, she said. Something they don't expect. What is it? She looked at him, and for the first time, she looked like a warrior. They wanted me to spy on humans. But I learned more than they thought. I know how to take their own ship. Asterisk. Kelia stood inside the old mining outpost, the red glow in her. Eyes now gone. Her breathing was steady. Her hands no longer shook. She wasn't the same girl Ronan had. Pulled from the ice. She was clearer now. Awake, alive, free. Outside. The enemy ships circled the asteroid slowly, like they were waiting. watching. They won't leave until they have me. Kelia said. Then we don't let them choose how this ends, Ronan replied. She turned to him. They think I'm still their tool. But I know how they operate. I've sat in their cockpits. I've listened to their commands. If we can get aboard one of their ships, I can lock them out from the inside. Ronan looked at her, surprised. You're saying we hijack their own ship? Her eyes didn't blink. Yes. Inside the sea. Lab, Kelia walked to an old data screen. With shaking fingers, she typed a long code into the console. Files appeared. Her records. I wasn't given a name until I escaped, she said. Before that, I was a number. Subject 6. She tapped the screen. A diagram of her brain appeared half biological, half synthetic. They built me to learn human emotions, so I could fake them. Make your kind trust me, then destroy that trust. It was supposed to break your spirit. Ronan said nothing, just listened. But something went wrong, she continued. One day I saw a child, a human boy. He gave me a flower. No reason, just kindness. She paused. That wasn't part of my training. I felt something real, and I couldn't forget it. Ronan stepped closer. You're not a machine, Kelia. You never were. I thought I was broken, she whispered. You were waking up. They suited up. Kelia carried a small device with blinking lights. This is a pulse disruptor. If we get close, I can shut down their ship's core systems for 17 seconds. 17 seconds? Ronan raised an eyebrow. It's enough if you trust me. Ronan smiled. I do. They exited the outpost through a service tunnel, using zero-gravity boots to float toward the smallest of the 3 enemy ships. The others stayed above too far to notice the quiet. Approach.kel, yeah? Place the disruptor on the hull. Click. Beep. Boom. A silent flash, then lights inside the ship went dark. Go! She shouted. They climbed through the vent shaft, moving. Fast. The enemy ship was sleek, cold, and quiet now. No guards. No alarms. Inside the command center, Ronan and Kelia found the control panel. She placed her hand on the scanner. Access granted. How? Ronan asked. They forgot to remove me from the system. Her fingers danced across the panel. Locking. Doors, cutting comms, reprogramming nav. Done. The ship lit back up, but now under their control. She turned to him. It's ours. But just as they prepared to fly out, a voice came through the ship's comms. You belong to us. Kelia, the voice said coldly. You can run to the humans, but you will always be our creation. She froze. Ronan grabbed the mic. No, she belongs to no one. And if you want her, you'll have to get through Earth. The line went silent, and the other 2 ships turned ready. To attack. We can't outrun them, Ronan said. I know, Kelia replied, but we can call someone who can help. She opened the emergency Terran frequency and whispered one word into the mic. Sanctuary. A moment later, a voice replied, Code accepted. Terran fleet inbound. Ronan's eyes widened. Kelia smiled. I memorized that clearance. I never knew why, until now. In the distance, the stars bent and from hyperspace, 2 Earth warships. Peered massive, armed, and angry. The Centauri ships paused, then ran, but one didn't make it. The Earth warship fired a precise plasma beam cutting straight through the fleeing enemy. Gone. Ronan looked at Kelia. You just declared war. She nodded. No, they started it. I just finished pretending. The stars trembled. Kelia stood at the control panel of the hijacked enemy ship, staring at the screen. 2 Earth warships, D's Valor and TD's Horizon, floated beside them now, glowing with Terran might. She had never seen a human fleet this close. Not in training. Not in her stolen memories. They weren't just machines of war. They were guardians, built to protect Dot, and today they had come for her. Ronan watched her carefully. You okay? Kellia's voice was quiet. I don't understand. Understand? What? They came. Just for me. Why? Because Earth doesn't leave its own, Ronan said. And today, you are one of us. Suddenly, the enemy fleet sent a direct transmission. The voice was cold, commanding. This is Commander Zell of the Xanthari Intelligence Corps. The subject you protect is stolen military property. Return her immediately or face consequences. Captain. Marin, leader of the TDS Valor, responded with steel in her voice. She is not property. She's a person. And if you try to take her, you'll learn what Earth does for its people. There was a pause, then static dot, then rage. 3 more Xanthari ships entered the system. Bigger, stronger. Built for one thing, elimination. Alarms rang through every ship. They've made their choice, Ronan said. Kellia stepped forward. So, have one. As battle protocols activated, Kellia turned to the panel of the enemy ship, still under her control. I can trigger a self-destruct. Remote link it to the enemy fleet. Their systems are still connected. Ronan hesitated. That could destroy you too. Kellia looked at him. I was made to be used. But now, I choose how I'm used. A human fleet engaged. Laser fire lit up the dark space. Blasts cracked through shields. The horizon took a direct hit to its left flank. The Xanthari moved. Like a swarm, fast, coordinated, merciless. But Earth didn't break. They never broke. Inside the enemy ship, Kellia worked fast fingers dancing over glowing alien keys. Her old training came alive, but this time for freedom, not control. Ronan guarded the hatch, rifle ready. You sure you can do this? He asked. She nodded. Just need a few more seconds. The Xanthari flagship charged a main cannon aimed at the TDS Valor. Kellia's eyes flared. Now, she slammed the final code. The enemy flagship froze. Then blinked red dot 1 second. 2. Boom. A bright explosion tore through the lead ship. The shockwave spread to 2 others. Chain reaction. The Xanthari fleet collapsed into fire and silence. Ronan stared at her, stunned. You just destroyed 3 capital ships with 1 command. She looked back. No, they did. They built me to destroy. I only changed the target. The battle was over. The Earth fleet circled them gently now. Captain Marin held them again. Kellia, she said, you're free. And if you want it, we'll bring you home. Kellia didn't speak at first. Then she looked at Ronan. Do you think I belong on Earth? He smiled. You don't have to be born on Earth to be human. You just have to choose to be better than what made you. She nodded slowly, then whispered, I want to go home. The Earth fleet turned as one and escorted her through the stars, not as cargo, not as a project, but as someone worth fighting for. Earth was nothing like Kelly expected. It wasn't. Glowing with steel towers or covered in fire like the Xanthari told her. It was alive. Blue skies, green forests, children laughing, elderly walking slow with peace in their eyes. She stood outside the Terran Refugee Center, watching a bird hop between trees. Ronan stood beside her, hands in his jacket, quiet. This really Earth? She asked. He smiled. Feels fake, doesn't it? After all that? She nodded. It's not what I was trained for. Exactly why you belong here, he said. Over the next few days, doctors examined her. Scientists offered to study her, and politicians tried to make speeches about her. But Captain Marin and Ronan refused to let her become another project. No. Labs, Marin said. No experiments. She's not data. She's a survivor. That word echoed in Kelly's heart. Survivor. Not weapon. Not spy. Not experiment. Survivor. One night, Kelly sat alone near a small earth lake. She stared at the water's reflection. Her glowing silver eyes were softer now. Ronan walked up with 2 mugs. Hot cocoa, he said. It's mandatory on Earth. She smiled, the smallest one yet. What's in it? Warmth, he said. And sugar. She sipped carefully. Her eyes widened. This tastes happy. Good, he said. You need more happy. She turned serious. I've been thinking. Dangerous, Ronan teased. She laughed, a real sound this time, but then whispered, I want to give it all up. What do you mean? The tech inside me, the training, the systems, the memory files, everything Zenthari gave me. I want to remove it, start clean. I want to be just me. Ronan was quiet. Are you sure? He asked. She nodded. If I don't forget what I was made for, I'll never truly know what I can be. The next morning, Kelly entered the Terran Bioneural Clinic. The doctors warned her it would be painful. Some of her memories could be lost. Her physical strength might fade. The parts that made her special could be gone. She simply said, I don't want to be special. I want to be free. The procedure took 6 hours. Ronan waited outside. The whole time, holding the small silver chip they removed from her spine. It pulsed faintly like a dying heartbeat. He crushed it in his palm. Kelly awoke slowly. Her first breath was shaky. She blinked. Her hands felt lighter. She looked at Ronan. It's quiet in my mind. No command voices? None. He smiled. Welcome to being human. Later, as they walked through a field outside the base, she touched the grass. With bare feet. Every sensation cold, soft, alive was new. I used to pretend to feel things, she said. Smile when ordered. Cry if needed. I thought I understood love. She turned to him. But now, when I look at you, I feel something. That wasn't programmed. I'm scared to name it. Ronan's voice was calm. Then don't name it. Just feel it. Let it grow. She whispered. Is that love? He looked at her. No, that's just the beginning. Far away, the Zenthari had fallen silent. Earth had made its message clear. You don't get to own people. Not even the ones. You built. You stayed on Earth. Not as a guest. Not as a war trophy. But as a woman who chose her own path. She helped others, humans and refugees alike. She taught kids how to fly drones. She laughed. She cried. She hugged people. And sometimes, when the wind was right, she sat by the lake with Ronan drinking cocoa and watching the sky. Because in the end, she wasn't made to destroy humanity. She was made by monsters. But she chose to become something more. She chose to love. And Earth chose to love her back. Asterisk.